Petco Park, a new beginning, let's go. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we've been knocking them down. Baby said she wanna go to the game. Taught her how to say Padres gang. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we've been knocking them down. Mitchell and Ness with the old school name. All of the homies holler Padre gang. Yeah, they.
And good day, everybody. Welcome to the July 12th Talking Friars pregame show. It's the Padres and the Rockies tonight at Coors Field. And right off the bat, we have some really good news. Estuary Ruiz, that's a mouthful, but he is being called up. He was on the taxi squad yesterday. He is now on the big league roster today and is starting in center field tonight in place of Trent Grisham, who's really been struggling. And so the Padres now, hopefully, they get a spark into this lineup, and we will see how that goes tonight. That's the big news off the bat. Tonight's first pitch is at 5:40. Clevenger's on the mound for the Padres, and then Austin Gomber is on the mound for the Colorado Rockies. The Rockies are 38-49 after last night's loss. The Padres are 50-38. Finally got their 50th win of the year yesterday. They broke their winless streak at Coors Field. It was up to 10 games, and so they prevented it from being 11. It almost was 11 because Taylor Rogers continues to allow runs in the month of July. He has not went one appearance in this month without allowing a run. But that's, we're going to be talking about the bullpen and upgrades throughout, these next few weeks going up to the trade deadline. We just are. I think for me, like my takeaway yesterday, it wasn't the Taylor Rogers problem. For me, it was, hey, we finally got a win. We scored 6 runs. Our top of the lineup, 3 home runs. Abrams hit 1. Like, that's what I see as encouraging. And then you go into tonight, and it's like, okay, well, now we get to see Estuary Ruiz. We get to see what he can do, and give him that chance. And he's coming up where he had 60 stolen bases in the minor leagues. That's going to be probably talked about the most because 60 is a ton of stolen bases, especially when we're in the month of July. It doesn't matter that you're in the minor leagues. It's not like he was in rookie ball, double A, triple A. I know the major leagues is a totally different level, but it's not like it's the first game that he's coming in here and they're in St. Louis and you have to face Yachty, So I guess he has a little bit of a break there. But it's not just, I want to make it clear what he's doing. It's not just him, on the bases. Like, this guy can hit. This year in San Antonio is where he started. He hit 344 with the 1,085 OPS. Then he went to El Paso and then hit 315, so still really good with OPS just below 1,000. Like, this guy can still hit. He has 13 home runs, a lot of doubles, and 97 hits, 23 doubles, 2 triples, 13 home runs. He's driven in almost 50 this year, 60 stolen bases. He's walked a ton, 52 walks, which is significantly up. I mean, last year in 84 games, he had 28 walks. This year, less games, and he has like 30, almost 30 more walks in a lot of less games compared to last year, a lot fewer games. So, this guy can do it everywhere. And in terms of fielding, like, there's no risk, I don't think, in bringing Estuary Ruiz up right now to go play center field in Coors Field. Like, I know that Coors Field, people want to say that it's this big, it's a huge outfield, and it is. But you're telling me that Estuary Ruiz can't do what Trent Grisham did last night? Or, excuse me, he can't do better than what Trent Grisham did last night? Trent Grisham, he's lost in center field. I feel like I could go play center field better than he is right now. Like, he's just lost. And, that ball that went past him, my video has over like 500,000 views on Twitter about it. It's at Talking Friars on Twitter if you missed it. I was talking about it with John Schaefer on the wrap-up show last night, sitting in for Jim Russell, and he got a bad jump on it. We were talking about how it seems like he's playing shallow all of the time, and he didn't go dive for it. And then when the ball went past him, he's like jogging to the ball. It didn't seem like he was even sprinting. And then you got Charlie Blackmon, who's like 40, sprinting around the bases for a triple. Like, that stuff can't happen. And even if that happens tonight with Estuary Ruiz playing center field, I hope that Ruiz dives for the ball and gives a little bit better effort. You know, you would have thought that with Estuary Ruiz being called up, Grisham would have had a little more urgency, but I guess not. He's going to be on the bench tonight, and he deserves to be on the bench tonight. Compared to what Ruiz has done this year and the struggles that Grisham's gone through offensively and defensively this year, he doesn't deserve to be starting in center field when the Padres have this potential starting center fielder for weeks to come or however long it is. Um, and, they can try Ruiz out and really see if this can be an option before Fernando comes back. I mean, look at the numbers. I know that Ruiz, you're comparing Grisham's major league numbers to Ruiz's minor league numbers, but it's not a small difference. Grisham, his OPS this year is 616. Ruiz's OPS this year is 1,028. Double. It is almost double, like 0.04 points away from being double of what Grisham's OPS is this year. Grisham's on base percentage is 290. Ruiz's on base percentage is 467. Ruiz is hitting 333. He was in the minors. Grisham's hitting 190. Like, it is a huge difference. I wonder what Grisham would have done in the same circumstances that Ruiz would have done, or Ruiz was in. He probably would have done well. But look, we got to look at the facts, and the facts are Ruiz, he could be a better option. It seems like he's going to be a spark for this Padres team more than Trent Grisham right now. That's for sure, So that's what we got going. Again, this is the pregame show. If you're just coming in here, Padres Rockies getting underway at 5:40. Padres coming off that win last night, was their 50th of the season. You can see this game tonight on Bally Sports San Diego, 97.3 The Fan. The Padres are in second place in the National League West, 7.5 back of the Dodgers. Dodgers did not play last night. They're in St. Louis about to kick off a series there. And then the Rockies fell to last place, I believe, last night, 19 games back of the Dodgers. No one cares because they're already out of it. But I like listing the standings before I get into the pitching matchups, the lineups, the bullpen chart, all of that. If you want to be a part of the show, you can dial up the voicemail number to give your thoughts to be featured on the next episode, 619-335-5770. Again, 619-335-5770. On social media, you can find me at Talking Friars on Twitter, where I have the game highlights and lowlights for games that I'm not at, and then Instagram and TikTok as well. So that's what we got going today. Clevenger on the mound for the Padres, as I mentioned at the top. Austin Gomber on the mound for the Rockies. We went through Ruiz, went through Grisham. Clevenger, I mean, he struggled a little bit that last time he pitched at Coors Field earlier this year, the first time they pitched at Coors Field earlier this year. But that was him, I believe, coming back from COVID, I want to say. Right? It was either COVID or an injury. I want to say it was that fake injury that they had. Like, I'm not a trainer. I don't know if he was actually hurt, but it felt like this is good. At that time in middle of June, the rotation was healthy. It was in a good spot. And so they were like, hey, let's put you on the IL. Maybe you are feeling something. Let's put you on the IL. It's probably not serious, but we'll save you some innings here in case Gore, we have to shut him down. And guess what? I would shut him down through the All-Star break, to be honest. So I'm not too worried about that. Looking at last time at Colorado, totally different circumstances than what he's going to be in going into today's game. Last time out, he went 6 innings, gave up 4 earned runs. That's not a great stat line, but I thought he actually pitched pretty well in this game. Walked 2 guys, struck out 5, did give up a home run. But then look at the starts before that. When he was facing NL West opponents, he combined against Arizona June 22nd and June 29th, combined for 10 innings of work and allowed 1 earned run combined, walked only 3 and struck out 9. So I'll take that. And I don't think he's going to pitch. I don't think he's going to give up as many runs as he did against Seattle last time out. I'll say that. Then Austin Gomber, his last time out, he gave up 3 earned runs against Arizona in Arizona. The start before that, he gave up 4 earned runs against Arizona. That was at home. Over 10 2/3 innings of work in those last 2 starts. He's definitely gettable. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 outings this year where he's allowed at least 3 earned runs. So he's definitely gettable. Padres offense can pounce on him, and we'll see how Estuary Ruiz does hitting 8th in the lineup for the Padres tonight. So that's what we got for the pitching matchup. Clev against Austin Gomber. The Rockies lineup is out. Connor Joe leading off. Jose Iglesias, Charlie Blackmon, Randall Grichuk. Oh, I'm looking at it the first time. No CJ Cron, so that is a win for the Padres. Randall Grichuk batting 4th. Ryan McMahon batting 5th. Jonathan Daza is back in there. He's hit pretty well against the Padres as of late. Brian Servin catching. Garrett Hampson is at second base, and Sam Hilliard is in left field. The Padres lineup is out, but it's not showing up on MLB.com, so I'm going to have to pull that up real quick. Give me 1 second here. Ha-Seong Kim is going to be leading off, so not Cronenworth, but Ha-Seong Kim leading off. Kim didn't play yesterday. It's kind of weird that Kim is playing and not CJ Abrams after Abrams had a great night last night. But they want Alfaro DHing, and they probably don't want Hosmer in the lineup, so they're putting Voit at first. So that means that Cronenworth can't go to first, and Abrams then couldn't go to second if they wanted to get Kim in the game anyway. But that's what they're doing tonight. Kim at short, Croney at second, Manny at third, Voit is at first, Alfaro DHing, Nola is catching for Clev. Mazzara is hitting he's hitting 7th in right field. Estuary Ruiz is hitting 8th, and he is playing center field. Jose Zokar is batting 9th, and he is playing in left. And then obviously Clev is on the mound, not hitting because there's the DH. So that's the lineup. Don't have a ton to be picky about. I mean, I talked about not having Abrams in the lineup just momentarily there a couple minutes or a minute ago. That's kind of my only grudge with this. I like Cronenworth leading off, but I do realize that they just don't have a ton of power right now in the lineup, and so they're kind of limited in where they're going to put him. But I liked him leading off yesterday. I mean, he had 3 hits in his first 3 at bats, and yesterday was his 21st multi-hit game of the season. I'm a huge fan of Croney. Him and Musgrove, probably my 2 favorite players on the team. I like Will too, but that's just because he's been through all of the crap losing that we have. But yeah, I like Croney hitting. I like Croney leading off, but him hitting second, I'm not going to make a big fuss about. As for the bullpen situation, I will get to the comments and the questions. I just wanted to get my pregame part out of the way here. So the bullpen chart for today, Taylor Rogers pitched yesterday. I would think that they wouldn't want to go to him today after yesterday, 25 pitches. And then Chris Matt, I don't think he'd be available today, 29 pitches yesterday. But Garcia is definitely available. You would think that he would close in a situation. Martinez, maybe. Yeah, Martinez would be available. 3 days rest. Maybe he would piggyback. Because you do have, yeah, I think that you could definitely see Nick Martinez piggyback. I have not looked at what Bob Melvin said pregame, if Martinez is available or if that's the plan. But he's had 3 days off, and Joe Musgrove's on the mound tomorrow, and he always usually goes, 7 innings, 6 innings. So you might not need Nick Martinez to pitch tomorrow. Just go regular bullpen after Musgrove. And so maybe Martinez is the right decision to go right after Clev tonight. You got Kinnear available, Hill, Garcia, Taylor Scott. They usually want to use when it's not a high leverage situation. So we'll see if Nick Martinez pitches today. That's an interesting thing to watch. Obviously, what to watch for, like it is pretty much every game in this series, and that is see if they can minimize Cron and Blackmon's production. No CJ Cron in the lineup, so that's the good news. They can definitely minimize that because Bud Black did that for him. And then Estuary Ruiz watch. What is he going to do tonight? If he gets on base, are they going to try to steal him immediately? Or are they going to bet that someone behind him or the top of the lineup, because he is hitting 8th. So let's say Zokar doesn't get on or something, and you got the top of the lineup up. Are they going to bet on Kim and Croney and Manny driving him in and not have him steal? I think that's something to look for. Talking about Croney, he is my Padre pick again today. I picked him yesterday. He went 3 for 4. He loves hitting at Coors Field. Will Myers likes hitting at Coors Field as well, but he's obviously not in the lineup. So I'm 51-30 so far this season in my pregame Padre pick. I already talked about the National League West a little bit today. The Dodgers are in St. Louis for anyone that wasn't here when I mentioned that. They are going to get underway think a little bit after 4 o'clock today. Where are the Giants? The Giants, they're going to be hosting the Diamondbacks tonight at 6:45. So that's what we got going. All right, I'll end it with the comments, questions. Again, Estuary Ruiz, that's the big headline today. He is debuting at the big league level for the Padres, batting eighth and playing center field with Trent Grisham on the bench. My uncle asked, "What's up with Crone? Is he gone?" Yeah, I saw that on Twitter today. I have no idea where anyone's getting that. What report is that? That the Padres are looking to deal Cronenworth or something, or making him available, or he is available? I've never seen that. I think that would be a stupid idea unless you're getting back like Juan Soto. I'm not saying Cronenworth's on that same level, but what I am saying is Cronenworth has more versatility than someone you're going to get back in a trade. He's hitting second or third in the lineup every time out this year, so far this season. He's your best first baseman on the roster right now. It's not Voit. It's not Hosmer. He's consistent at the plate. Yeah, there's more strikeout this year, but that's pitchers adjusting to him. And offense has been down most of the year around baseball, not just the Padres, right? There is a deader ball this year. That's a fact. Cronenworth is a huge part of this team. I have a video up, a clip of myself and John Schaefer on the wrap-up show last night. It's on this YouTube channel if you want to check it out, talking about Cronenworth's versatility and how valuable he is. He's not going to get blocked anywhere. I think that would be a dumb idea for them to trade Jake Cronenworth. He's not making a ton of money, multiple more years of control. I think 3 after this year, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I don't think that's a good idea of all. He is not gone. Michael says, just heard on John and Jim that Josh Hader could be available to be traded. Yeah, but as we've seen, the Brewers want to hype up that price tag, and that's their right. They want to increase that price tag as much as they can, and I don't know if Josh Hader is worth it to give up um, a top prospect, because that's what's going to have to happen. Because Josh Hader, he is an all-star. He's one of the best relievers in baseball. I just feel like there's a lot of innings on that arm, like a lot of innings that he's thrown in a short period of time. I don't know if I'd be in on Josh Hader, to be honest. Giving up a lot and not a guarantee that he won't burn out, later in the year. Um, Annabella says Crone is fine. He's starting today. Yep. Abrams isn't starting for some reason. Sal says, yeah, I don't really understand that, but probably they were trying to get Kim in the lineup already today, and that's just what they went with. Planned day off. Crony had that day off on his bobblehead day, and Bob Melvin said, sorry, dropped the ball there. It was planned. So they plan these days off. It's not like last night after the game, oh, no, you're going to take this day off. No, they usually plan those, unless they're hurt or something, obviously. Yeah, I totally agree with this question here. Don't know why Mazzara, or this comment, don't know why Mazzara can't start against lefties. I said it on the wrap-up show last night. I've said it on this show many, many times. I don't know why the Padres don't want to start Mazzara against lefties. Give him the shot. Anyone that's been listening to me, maybe you can know exactly what I'm going to say over the next 20 seconds. But if you don't give Mazzara the shot to play against lefties, you're not going to know if he can hit lefties and be that starting right fielder every day. He's more of a power threat. He's more dangerous in the lineup than Jose Azocar. Why aren't you giving him that chance? He's 5 for 10, I believe, against lefties so far this year. Small sample size, but that's the sample size the Padres have given him, and that's a 500 average. Give him a chance. He was barreling balls last night. There was one he got robbed on that wasn't barreled, but a great play by Grichuk. Kevin Acee just saw this here. This has nothing to do with Mazzara, but Kevin Acee says Robert Suarez has been transferred to the 60-day IL. That's not good. But that is the move to make room for Estuary Ruiz on the 40-man. Brent Rooker option to make room for Ruiz on the active roster. Not a surprise. I talked to AJ Preller last Friday in person and talked to him about why they went with Rooker at that time over Ruiz, and they said that they needed to make a 40-man roster spot move if they were going to bring up Ruiz. So that's why they went with Rooker because he was already on the 40-man. So my guess is they had Suarez throw a little bit more. That's why they waited instead of bringing up Ruiz on Friday. They wanted to bring him up today, and they went with Rooker Friday. Just give the Padres more time to see Robert Suarez throw before the game because he does throw bullpens, throwing flat ground. I have seen him doing that. So I think they just wanted more time, see how he was doing, and then maybe they didn't like what they saw, and they were like, okay, well, now this makes it an easy decision. We don't have to DFA Brett Sullivan or anyone like that that people were talking about of being that 40-man roster guy. Instead, we can just put Suarez on the 60-day IL. And but now at that same time, that definitely puts more pressure, I guess, on the Drew Pomerances, the Michelle Baez, the Pierce Johnsons, the Adrian Morejones of the world for them to come back and provide an impact for this team. Because Robert Suarez going into this year, he was like their eighth inning guy with, eighth inning, seventh inning guy. Him and Luis Garcia maybe flip flopping all every once in a while with Taylor Rogers as the closer. So now you got to go get back an eighth inning guy. You could do it via trade. I'd still like to see what Pomerantz and Johnson Morahone can do for you. I like what I've seen out of Morahone when he's healthy this year. Just he's coming off the IL. Um, I want to see what they can do before AJ's forced to go get this big bullpen arm. So that's the news from Kevin Acey. Uh, some more questions here. Johnny asks, how long has Myers been out? More than like 3 weeks. I know that. I would say more like 5 weeks, maybe even 6. He is in Lake Elsinore tonight. He is DHing, so I'll have updates on that at Talking Friars on Twitter at some point tonight. That's probably going to be happening during the game because that's when the Storm play. So yeah, Myers is starting his rehab today, and then I would think that he'd be ready after the All-Star break to join the team in New York at Citi Field to begin their second half after the All-Star break that they're scheduled to finish off the season. Yeah, Johnny's a Dodger fan, so I'm going to mute him actually. Yeah, he says Crone to the Dodgers. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to put you in timeout, Johnny. Sorry. I appreciate you watching, but yeah, you're a Dodger fan, and there's no reason to have you on here if you're just going to be spewing nonsense. Like, there's no point in that. Sorry. Maybe not sorry, actually. Cronenworth to the Dodgers, there's 0% chance of that happening. Longball Prod says, hopefully the Padres win for my birthday today. Happy birthday. Let's get some happy birthdays in the chat. Yeah, hopefully they can get a win for you today. Let's see here. Saul says Nabil should be the closer right now. I said it on the wrap-up show yesterday. Why not give him the chance? Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen with that? I don't think that there's a downside to that. You give him that chance. Maybe you have him pitch the 8th and the 9th one night and see how that goes. I think that they could also. I know that people say he shouldn't be the closer because he's not this high strikeout guy, and that's what closers rely on sometimes. And I guess I understand that point a little bit, but at the same time, it's like outs are outs. So maybe they won't have him pitch the ninth, and they'll just have him pitch against the guy that's or the best guys in the lineup, be a Andrew Miller like he was with Cleveland back in the day, a few years back. More than a few years back. In when was that? Like 2016 when they got to the World Series and lost to the Cubs in 7 games. Like maybe he's that, and then they have a traditional closer coming in behind him. Who was their closer that year? Like I want to say no. Brian Shaw was their 7th. I forget who was their 9th inning guy, but Andrew Miller, he was essentially their closer. He was pitching in their highest leverage situation. You just didn't know when he was going to come in. So maybe they do that with Chris Matt. He's their best reliever right now. He's got an ERA under 2. Taylor Rogers has not had a scoreless appearance this month yet. Let's see here. My uncle asked, who do you like in the Open this weekend? I mean, I want to say Xander Schauffele. Sorry to bore people that aren't golf fans, but he's won 2 tournaments in a row. Tiger, I don't think he has a chance. It might just be his last time at the Open, to be honest, or last time at St. Andrews at least. I want to go Xander because he's the local guy. Justin Thomas is always not a bad pick, but I'll probably go with Xander. All right. I think that's all the comments here. If there's you have any more questions, guys, any more comments? If not, that'll be it. Again, Estuary Ruiz has been called up. He's in center field, batting 8th. Grisham is on the bench. Mike Clevenger on the mound for the Padres tonight against Austin Gomber. Musgrove tomorrow, so maybe we'll see Martinez. He's coming off like 3 days of rest. So maybe we'll just see a 2-man bullpen tonight with Clev and Martinez. We'll see. All right, that'll do it. This has been the July 12th Padres versus Rockies pregame show. I'm Ben Fadden, your host. Thank you so much for everyone joining live here or watching on replay. I encourage you to subscribe to this YouTube channel for daily Padres content. And at Talking Friars, hit that follow button there on Twitter and the social medias for the highlights and reaction stuff and more Padres content. All right, see you guys. Enjoy the game tonight. Go Padres.